Port Charles on the precipice. Disaster warnings, furious lovers, and desperate gambles rock General Hospital. The simmering tensions in Port Charles are set to boil over into a full-blown inferno as family secrets, dangerous new alliances, and the ghosts of the past collide in a dramatic confluence of events. The latest updates from General Hospital promise an episode filled with heart-stopping confrontations and life-altering decisions, where the line between love and betrayal blurs, and every character stands on the edge of a precipice. From the hallowed halls of the Quartermaine mansion to the shadowy corners of the city's criminal underworld, no one is safe from the impending disaster. Loyalties will be tested, families will fracture, and the desperate gambles of a few could spell ruin for many. The Quartermaine implosion, a house of cards ready to tumble. The opulent Quartermaine mansion, long a symbol of both immense wealth and epic dysfunction, is poised to become the epicenter of a familial earthquake. The catalyst, as is so often the case, is a secret that should have remained buried. Spoilers reveal that the formidable Tracy Quartermaine, a matriarch who wields her influence with the precision of a surgeon and the subtlety of a sledgehammer, is on the warpath. She issues a dire disaster warning to her grandson-in-law, Detective Harrison Chase, and the subject of her ire is none other than his new wife, Brooklyn Quartermaine. Tracy's warning is not born of simple meddling. It stems from Brooklyn's reckless crusade to uncover the truth about Rocco Falconeri's parentage. This is a storyline steeped in convoluted history, involving a switched embryo that suggests Rocco, the boy Dante Falconeri has raised as his own, may actually be the biological son of Lulu Spencer and Valentine Cassadine. Brooklyn, driven by a complicated mix of self-interest and a twisted sense of justice, has been digging into this volatile secret, seemingly oblivious to the catastrophic fallout. We can expect a tense scene to unfold, likely in the lavish Quartermaine living room, where Tracy confronts a bewildered Chase. With her signature blend of condescension and genuine concern, Tracy will likely lay out the devastating potential of Brooklyn's actions. Is she trying to protect the fragile peace within the family? Or is this another of Tracy's classic power plays, an attempt to control the narrative and bend her granddaughter to her will? Knowing Tracy, it's a bit of both. She understands that the truth won't just hurt Dante. It will shatter the foundations of multiple families and could have legal and financial ramifications that would make even the Quartermaine lawyers shudder. Her warning, however, may come too late. The storm she predicts is already making landfall. In a moment of explosive drama, Dante Falconeri is set to burst through the doors of the mansion, his face a mask of raw fury and betrayal. The man who has always been a pillar of integrity and familial devotion has discovered what Brooklyn has done, not just investigating his son's life, but doing so behind his back. The spoilers paint a picture of unbridled rage as he confronts Brooklyn. "Why in the hell did you do that to my son?" he bellows, his voice echoing with pain. This is more than just anger. It's the primal fear of a father who feels the ground shifting beneath his feet. Rocco is his son in every way that matters, but this revelation threatens to unravel that sacred bond. The confrontation will undoubtedly be a showcase of emotional fireworks, testing the nascent marriage of Brooklyn and Chase. Will Chase stand by his wife's questionable methods, or will his loyalty as a cop and a friend to Dante win out? Caught in the crossfire is Michael Corinthos. As a Corinthos, a Quartermaine, and Dante's brother, he is uniquely positioned at the heart of this conflict. He will be forced to mediate between his enraged brother and the family he is married into, a family now responsible for detonating this emotional bomb. This crisis extends even further as Laura Collins, Port Charles's mayor and Lulu's mother, is seen with Lulu, agitated and resolute. "We're not going to let her get away with that," Laura declares, her words heavy with the promise of consequence. For Laura and a recovering Lulu, Brooklyn's actions are not just a betrayal of trust, but a painful reopening of old wounds, forcing them to confront a past they thought was settled. The Quartermaine family, already a house of cards, is about to be hit by a hurricane of its own making. Tangled webs, a new generation at a dangerous crossroads. While the legacy families grapple with their demons, The younger generation of Port Charles is navigating its own labyrinth of secrets and danger. The beloved romance of Trina Robinson and Spencer Cassadine, a relationship forged in adversity, faces a new and potentially devastating test. Spoilers hint that Spencer will make a confession to Trina that constitutes a betrayal of her father, Curtis Ashford. While the specifics remain under wraps, the implications are profound. What secret has Spencer been keeping? Could it be related to the shadowy circumstances of Curtis's shooting, or perhaps a secret from his past with the Cassadines? For Trina, who has finally found a semblance of stability with Spencer after years of turmoil, this revelation will be a crushing blow. We can anticipate a scene charged with emotion, as Trina must once again question whether the man she loves is being completely honest with her, forcing her to choose between her heart and her father. Meanwhile, a parallel storm is brewing for Trina's best friend, Jocelyn. YN Jax. In a mysterious and intriguing new plot twist, Jocelyn is seen in a heated confrontation at the Black Dog Bar with a man identified as her WSB handler, Vaughn. The intensity of their exchange is captured in Jocelyn's furious ultimatum: "It's either me or her." This single line opens a Pandora's box of questions. Who is this handler? And how did the pre-med student get entangled with the World Security Bureau? And more importantly, who is the her she is forcing him to choose between? Could it be her best friend, Trina? Or is there another woman in this clandestine picture? This spy thriller turn for Jocelyn seems to be connected to Emma Scorpio Drake's recent encouragement for her to investigate Professor Henry Dalton. It appears Jocelyn's journalistic curiosity has led her down a rabbit hole far deeper and more dangerous than she ever imagined. This storyline is further complicated by the actions of Anna Devane, a veteran of the spy game. Anna is seen asking an associate to act as her cover while at a bar. It's highly probable that all these events are connected. Anna, ever the protector, may be monitoring the same threat that has ensnared Jocelyn, attempting to run interference without revealing her hand. Port Charles is no stranger to espionage, but seeing its youngest residents caught in the web brings a fresh and chilling new dimension to the danger. A desperate gamble. The haunting escape of Sasha and Jason. In what can only be described as a shocking and dramatic narrative presented in the latest update, a desperate tale of survival unfolds, pushing the boundaries of what viewers thought possible. This storyline, centered on Sasha Gilmore and the recently resurrected Jason Morgan, reads like a gripping piece of fanfiction brought to life, a what-if scenario that plunges one of Port Charles's most tormented souls into a fight for her very existence. The narrative begins in the shadows of Port Charles, a city that has become a war zone for Sasha. After the harrowing truth about her baby's kidnapping came to light, connecting her trauma to powerful enemies determined to silence her, her world has completely unraveled. The danger is no longer a creeping suspicion but a palpable, ever-present threat. With no one left to turn to, not Michael, not Carly, not even the police, Sasha makes a desperate plea to the one man in Port Charles who specializes in making problems disappear, Jason Morgan. The story depicts Jason, the stone-cold protector, answering her call without hesitation. He finds her on his doorstep, a shadow of her former self, clinging to her precious daughter, Daisy. There are no questions, no demands for explanation. He sees the terror in her eyes and understands. Within the hour, they are gone, leaving Port Charles in the rearview mirror of a black SUV, vanishing into the night. Their destination is a secluded cabin, a ghost on the map, a place so remote that even satellites don't acknowledge its existence. Here, in this isolated sanctuary, an uneasy rhythm of survival begins. Jason, the consummate professional, transforms the cabin into a fortress. He teaches Sasha the brutal calculus of his world. She learns to handle a gun, its cold weight a stark reminder of their reality. He shows her how to set tripwires made of string and nails around the perimeter, how to read the tracks of animals in the dirt, and, most importantly, how to distinguish friend from foe in a heartbeat. Sasha, stripped of the glamour of her face of deception past, becomes a quick study. She has to. She is no longer just a model or a grieving mother. She is a survivor, a protector. The woman who once posed for crimson covers now learns the art of disappearing. Yet, amidst this harsh training, moments of fragile beauty emerge. Daisy, slowly healing from her own trauma, chases butterflies in the sun-drenched clearing, her laughter a stark contrast to the silent tension that surrounds them. At night, she snuggles into her mother's arms by the fire, a picture of innocence in a world that is anything but. For Jason, a man who has always been defined by violence and vengeance, these moments present something new. He has never truly been a father, but watching over this little girl, he finds a flicker of a life he never had. This is not a routine job. A child is involved, and for Jason, that changes everything. It's a high-stakes gamble, a desperate flight into the unknown, and a storyline that, while perhaps a speculative fantasy, captures the profound desperation of Sasha Gilmore and the unwavering, protective nature of Jason Morgan. The old guard under fire, new threats and old wounds. Even as new dangers emerge, the legacy characters of Port Charles are far from safe. A new political adversary, Ezra Boyle, has set his sights on Mayor Laura Collins and Sonny Corinthos. Boyle meets with Drew Kane, boasting of a dossier filled with so-called proof of Laura's corruptly close ties to the city's most notorious mobster. He later ambushes Laura with a press conference at General Hospital, intending to smear her reputation and destabilize her administration. This political attack forces Laura to defend her long and complicated history with Sonny, arguing that their connection is one of family, not collusion. This chaos provides the perfect backdrop for another inevitable confrontation, Carly and Sonny. Carly, ever vigilant and deeply worried about Sonny's violent world encroaching on their family, storms into his office. She questions his plans to deal with his enemies, reminding him of his repeated failures to protect his own children from the consequences of his life. For Sonny, however, this is about more than just one threat. It's about sending a message. He maintains that he must handle this his way, setting the stage for yet another clash between his methods and Carly's desire for peace. The theme of inescapable pasts continues with Portia Robinson's futile attempt to reconcile with Curtis Ashford. In the Aurora office, she offers a heartfelt apology, but for Curtis, it's too little, too late. The revelation that Portia manipulated him out of envy for his past with Jordan has shattered his trust completely. As Portia stands on the verge of tears, expressing her regret, Curtis remains unmoved. The dream of their happy family has been poisoned by her lies, and it appears their marriage is over in all but name. He is tired of the manipulation and justifications and seems ready to pursue a divorce, ending the charade once and for all. Conclusion: the calm before the storm breaks. The stage is set for an explosive and emotionally charged series of events in Port Charles. Tracy Quartermain's prophecy of disaster hangs heavy over her family, with Dante's fury threatening to tear the Quartermains and Falconaries apart. Trina and Jocelyn are being pulled into dangerous new worlds that test their loyalties and their courage, while Sasha Gilmore is on the run, fighting for her life with an unlikely and formidable ally. Meanwhile, the city's most powerful figures, Sonny and Laura, find themselves under attack, forcing them to confront the very nature of their relationship and the legacy they've built. With so many secrets on the verge of being exposed and so many lives hanging in the balance, one thing is certain: the repercussions of these events will be felt for months to come. The coming days will demand impossible choices and forge unlikely heroes, reminding viewers that in Port Charles, the past is never truly gone, and the future is never, ever guaranteed. Tune in because the storm has arrived. Thanks for watching this videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.